Thailand's Prime Minister has blamed the country's latest COVID-19 outbreak on illegal migration. Prayut Chan-o-cha says new measures to fight the pandemic will be announced ahead of New Year celebrations. Thailand is battling its biggest outbreak yet, with more than 1,100 cases linked to a seafood market in a province near Bangkok. May Wong joins us from the Thai capital with the latest. May, what measures could the government announce, and is a lockdown on the cards?
Well, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha, in his 10-minute televised speech to the nation, refused to use the word lockdown. He purposely didn't do that simply because he didn't want to create panic or fear among the people. Now, he says that he will spend this week getting together with his people to figure out exactly what additional measures, if it could be introduced into Thailand, simply because he needs to assess the situation over in Samut Sakhon first before he makes any decisions for any new actions to be taken. Well, what kind of measures can possibly take place? Remember that in the earlier days of this year, when COVID-19 first struck the country, they had gone into very extreme measures such as having curfew imposed on the entire country. Also, they have a possibility to shut down places like this, shut down entertainment venues in order to make sure there are no large gatherings, and also to make sure that everyone is just staying at home and ordering food from the restaurants as well as F&B outlets. And yet another point is also making sure that everyone is going to work from home and also not be going to school. So all these are some of the extreme measures that can actually be rolled out because the government has the authority to do so. But Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has emphasized time and again that he will not take any measures lightly, and he will carefully consider the situation, knowing the fact that many of these businesses are very dependent on earning extra income and also in surviving and keeping their jobs. So he's cognizant of that fact, and he has assured the people that he will carefully consider any decision that he takes going forward. But he also stressed this one point about the fact that he will not keep businesses alive at the expense of the safety and health of the people.
สำหรับผมมันชัดเจนมากว่าการเข้มงวดเพื่อปกป้องสุขภาพของประชาชนและสาธารณสุขของประเทศเป็นวิธีที่จะปกป้องความเสียหายต่อเศรษฐกิจไม่ให้รุนแรงมากกว่าที่เรากำลังเจออยู่ตั้งแต่ต้นเราเข้มงวดในเรื่องของการปกป้องดูแลสุขภาพของประชาชนนี่คือเหตุผลที่ประเทศไทยเจอปัญหาเศรษฐกิจที่เบากว่าประเทศอื่นๆหลายประเทศ
May, you mentioned the situation in the Samut Sakhon a little earlier. How significant is this fast-spreading cluster? What do we know about this? I mean, we understand that more tests are perhaps being ordered there.
Since the weekend, every day right now, Thailand has been reporting an increase of new cases in a triple-digit figure. And obviously there is cause for concern because a lot of people are wondering whether or not this is going to spread even further and also spilling outside of Samut Sakhon. Already, it has affected more than 6 provinces right now. And you can expect that perhaps more provinces may also be reporting new cases of COVID cases simply because this is an uncontrollable situation where people are meeting and talking, and that's the reason why there is a need to try and come together and control the situation. On whether or not they're doing even more testing, they have already started very intensive testing, particularly targeting some 10,000 people. They've completed about 5,000, half of those right now, and they will continue to do even more testing going forward. And right now they're actually focusing and concentrating their efforts on the high-risk groups or people who are directly related to the infected market in Samut Sakhon. So from there, you can just expect them to expand out even further once they get done with that. And also in the surrounding provinces as well, they are ensuring that they have stepped up on their measures, meaning asking people not to gather in large public places, and also the fact that if they are sick or if they're feeling unwell, to please report themselves, or also the fact that if they have gone to the market or know of anyone who have gone to that infected market, they should be reporting themselves to the authorities. So this is something that the authorities have really scrambled to work hard at in terms of trying to make sure that all of the migrant workers that are directly involved are being checked out. In fact, here in Bangkok as well, the authorities have gone around to wet markets and also to other markets, particularly with migrant workers, to do proper checks on them. One final point is the fact that at the end of the day, they are going to continue to roll out and keep a close eye on this simply because they cannot afford to make sure, or they cannot afford rather, to let this infection further exacerbate and also to affect even more provinces going forward. But now, Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has said that anyone who is found to have illegally smuggled any of the migrant workers will be dealt with severely. And also he says that even if they're in official positions, they will not be let off easily. So he's very serious about punishing anyone who has actually caused this problem.
The Prime Minister meaning serious business there. May, thank you very much for that update. May Wong there in Bangkok.